Hi everyone. I wanted to do another Twin Flame update reading. This reading in particular really left me drained. All right, so I started off with these two cards here. Listen. Okay, listen. Clarify with the two wands. And this is a Divine Masculine update. So I'm showing right now the Divine Masculine is really contemplating and looking into his future. He's listening to the universe and listening to his intuition with this card and the two wands. So that's what I'm getting right off the bat, is that the Divine Masculine is actually planning on his future with the two wands and really taking the time to go within and listening to his higher self, his guidance, whoever it is that he looks for intuition and just like getting insights. So that's where he's at right now. Next to that card I have giving and receiving. And this is exactly where the Divine Masculine is at, contemplating who he's going to start investing into. So the Four of Cups in this spread, I'm not seeing as he's very, like missed opportunity or anything like that. I'm seeing it more like he's sitting down, really contemplating. These two cards to me are really basically saying the same. He's sitting there looking at all of his options. All these cups are options. So the Divine Masculine is just sitting there, just kind of looking at all of his options. That's really what that card is saying in this spread. And some other, depending on the cards around it, it could mean something else. But with this reading, I'm getting that the Divine Masculine is really just sitting there, looking at all of his options, thinking things through, and looking into the future. Because he wants this Ace of Cups. He wants happiness. He wants to, make changes in his life at this point. A lot of the Divine Masculines at this point, I feel, are really contemplating about the future and trying to make life changes and looking at where they want to be in the future. That's why the giving and receiving is here, because it's kind of like, where am I going to invest my future at? That's what they're thinking about. Where should I go into going forward? Where do I want to give going forward? Where am I going to invest and see results? That, where am I going to get this Ace of Cups at? So that's where they're at. Next to that, I feel like they have the Confront card. And a lot of them know that they have to confront certain things within themselves and have to actually grow spiritually first before they can move forward. And that's part of what they're contemplating, not just what their options are, but what do they have to do to get from point A to point B. They're looking at their strategies and planning ahead. So this is a Divine Masculine confronting I think a lot of them are finally really confronting a lot of things that they have been suppressing, like their inner fears or their emotions, actually confronting how they feel about you, Divine Feminine, about, the people in their lives right now, whether or not they still want to invest in those relationships or whether they're ready to actually confront and really see things for what they are. And I say that because a lot of Divine Masculines, and I hear this a lot, in the community, we are more realistic with our emotions, Divine Feminines. We're more able to really plan and move forward because we're quicker to accept things as far as how we feel. We were quick to realize how we felt about the Divine Masculine and actually recognize them, first. We may have been triggered because in my relationship, it was more like he triggered me. But then when I got triggered, I went into full-blown ascension, full-blown awakening. Whereas we hear a lot that the Divine Masculine go through the whole process on a slower pace. Or not slower, but not... They don't go through it before we do. We go through it first, and then we're awakened first. And it could be different for certain other relationships. Some other people may say, no, my Divine Masculine ascended first and awakened first. But for the most part, a lot of us Divine Feminines went through this whole this process right here first. So I feel like a lot of them are finally able to look at themselves in the mirror and like really accept the truth, and the truth being that they're not happy in their situation and they want more out of life, and they know where that happiness is, and having to confront that they need to make some changes to be able to grow and become better individuals, that they still have a lot of ascending to do, that they need to get themselves straight, basically. Like, you know, we all went through that. I have to like become a better version of myself, heal and ascend and go through my whole chakra clearing and all of that stuff. It takes a lot of work. It's not just going to happen overnight, but I feel like a lot of them are really actually ready to put the effort in this journey. You know, a lot of them have just been putting it in the back burner, and they know it's there. It's like that nudge that's telling you, no, you really need to put in the work and the effort in this journey. And a lot of them I think are finally confronting that and are ready, because clarifying this confront card is the Eight of Cups. A lot of them are ready to finally walk away from relationships that are no longer good for them, walk away from past pain, and actually healing from all of these emotions that they had that have been holding them back. They're ready to move forward. That's what I see. These cards clarifying this card, because here we have Death. They're finally ready to transform. And that's what this does to us, you guys. How many of you have gone through this journey and have transcended and transformed and have been reborn? Like, that is this journey, you guys. This is how it's been for a lot of us divine feminines. And I feel like finally the divine masculine is ready to put in the effort, ready to walk away from what no longer serves them, what's holding them back in this 3D false life that a lot of us have just been living, this false illusion of lies of, a lot of us have been living. It's time to actually transform, and I feel like they actually are getting the point. They're finally getting the point. And that's the thing, a lot of divine masculines have just been on like autopilot. I feel like they've just been like living in this 3D illusion, what everyone expects from us, and just moving around doing the same old thing. And finally, I think that they're realizing that this is like, they're finally getting what the divine feminine has been seeing and has been doing, and they're actually following now, I feel. So underneath that, I have coming together. They're ready to come together. They want to come together. Clarifying that is the Six of Cups. Those two cards represent the same thing. Like, Six of Cups is reunion, thinking about the beautiful past memories that you and your divine masculine have. And I feel like a lot of them that's what they want. They want to come together with their divine feminine. It's such a beautiful card and such a beautiful energy. Like, nothing but love. That's what it is. This is like the Two of Cups. So they want to come together. They want to have this reunion. They want to be able to come with their divine feminine. Clarifying that, we have control and the Seven of Swords and the Emperor. I tell you, in this spread, I had a lot of cards referencing like Aries, and I feel like maybe a lot of you guys are dealing with a divine masculine Aries, because the Fool came up, the Emperor came up, I think the Magician came up, and if they were popper cards that I had put back up, but all three cards representing an Aries man. So I don't know if you guys are dealing with an Aries person or someone with that energy, or maybe you guys are Aries. I don't know, but there is a person, I feel this, the divine masculine in this spread is definitely wanting to control the outcome, and as you can see here, we have the Emperor. So he's definitely wanting to take control, and I don't see this in a sneaky way, because the Seven of Swords can be like the sneaky way, but I'm not getting that at all in this spread. I feel like the Seven of Swords is more like, how do I work towards getting back to the feminine? Because again, I'm going next to the cards, we have Release and the Queen of Cups, and this is clarifying release, and this is a divine feminine. This is all very similar energy from the last spread I just did. I feel like, again, us divine feminines, we've already released ourselves. We've already walked away. I mean, like, a lot of us are just so exhausted and overwhelmed from this whole journey that, and I'm not saying we're just like F you, you know, because that's not us. We're divine feminines. We are very peaceful, loving feminines. That's how we are. That's why we're so special. We are positive. We're at a high vibration is what I'm saying. All feminines, we have mastered a lot of our emotions. We have we're always ascending. So now, you know, obviously we're still working on ourselves, and that's where we are right now. I feel like we've released ourselves from this situation, where to the point where we're no longer codependent. I'm sorry guys, I am so tired. But I wanted to get this reading out. So I'm just what I feel, really, divine feminines, is that a lot of us have already released ourselves from this situation, and we feel like it is what it is. We've surrendered to the universe and allowed the universe to take over. Allow, you know, que sera, sera, basically. And we're not going to be bent on whether things, you know, don't work out. Of course, we all hope. We're hopeful for our union. We want that ultimately. But we've come to the point where we've allowed the universe to take over for the best of everyone's interest. It's like, you know, that's us working through our higher vibrations. We're on a high vibration right now, letting go and releasing, and they know this. They know that we've already ascended to that point of like letting go. And the divine masculine is also aware of all of our mood swings and our emotions, and because of that, they're trying to find a way to control and that's how they are. I feel like all divine masculines, they aren't, although they're not ready or they're not there yet or they don't know yet how to make the move towards us, they still don't want to lose the control. You know, it's kind of like that. And that's one thing that I struggle with as divine feminine. Is like, okay, so you aren't going to make a move yet. You haven't made a move. You haven't reached out. I feel like you want to. But it's like, as soon as I move away, it's like you have this control. Like, they want to have control of every aspect of us. And they feel it more now. Like, they're losing control and they want the control more because we've released ourselves. We're like moving away. And so a lot of the divine masculines are like, I don't know how to handle it. You know, I don't know how to deal with it. They want to come together, but they're not letting go of this control. Like, they're trying to sneakily figure out what's going on with the divine feminine. They're trying to figure out how to reach out to her. And these two cards are very much about control. The Emperor, and I mean the control card, like that's what the Emperor stands for. He's like in charge of everything, you know? So they're very much trying to get in that power, trying to figure out what to do next, contemplating with these cards up here that we just went over. All right. And on the last oh my god, I'm so tired. The last row I have here, darkest fears. This is what the divine masculine is fearing. They're afraid they're going to be left like this. The Five of Swords. Basically, you know, that's us. Like, again, we've already walked away. We've already let it. We've already thrown in the towel on a not like, and again, throwing in the towel as in, I'm leaving it up to the universe. I know a lot of you divine feminines feel the same way. You're just kind of like, you know what? I've done everything I could possibly do. Everything I could possibly do to show him my love and show my devotion. And at this point, it is what it is. You know, I've done everything I could, dude. Like, I've shown you how much love I have. I'm putting in the effort in my ascension. I'm trying to work on me. And I'm just not seeing a return. So it is what it is. I'm leaving it to the universe. And they're scared that you're actually finally throwing in the towel, goodbye, and out the building. And it is what it is. That's what their darkest fears are. And because of that, they know that that they need to make this happen. That they need to come up with like that spark and like bring new beginnings and bring that passion back. And like, not that the passion is ever left, because that's never the case with a relationship, the twin flame relationship. That's not the problem. The passion is there, but they need to make things happen, and they know that. So I feel like their darkest fears is that you're moving on, and they know that they have to actually come up and extend that olive branch and say, hey, you know what? I don't want you to go, and here, look, we can start something new. So next to that, I have trust. And this is for both divine masculines and feminines. This is really us trusting in the universe again, and that things will manifest with the magician in moving into a commitment. I don't know if it's been it's been like 2 or 3 days. I kept hearing the word hope and faith. Hope and faith, if that resonates to any one of you. I saw it like, I don't know, 5 times in one day, heard it several times. And I felt like the universe was saying, you know what, divine feminines, a lot of you guys are losing faith, losing trust and hope. But this is confirmation that, even though we're tired of this whole process, not to lose trust, because eventually this is going to be manifested. The universe is going to take over, and this is what we're going to have at the end of the tunnel, is that the relationship that we want, we're going to eventually have it. No matter what happens, this is a blessed union, and it's protected. And eventually, and here's a magician. I thought I put it back, but here's a magician. Here's the Aries card again. The magician is going to come up and manifest this relationship. The divine masculine is going to eventually have, and trust is a leap of faith. I believe that's the Fool card, the leap of faith card. So eventually he's going to manifest. He's going to have the guts to actually come forth and manifest this relationship with the divine feminine. In the meantime, we're all in this. And when I say we all, I feel like the divine masculine, the divine feminine, we're mirroring this exact feeling, this exact energy. A lot of us are going through internally, reaching out to this is how I feel right now. I feel like I'm actually just like reaching out to the universe and working on me. That's us. Divine feminines, we are actually working on ourselves, meditating and talking to our spirit guides. I, for one, have a strong connection with birds. I know a lot of other YouTubers have mentioned, speaking with birds and having communication and synchronicities come up with birds and animals. I, for one, strongly have a really strong attachment to birds. I hear them, they sing. It's crazy. I'll talk about synchronicities on another in another video. So with this card, us divine feminines are working on ourselves. We're seeking the universe to guide us onto our life path, onto our, going forward into, the next cycle in our life. I feel like a lot of us are just really working and focusing on us, and vice versa. The divine masculine is going through this, and he's seeking the universe and actually asking guidance on how to move forward with our relationship, how to be successful in moving forward towards the divine feminine. That's where they're at. That's just how I see out of this spread. The divine masculine is trying to figure out how to move forward towards healing this relationship with the divine feminine. And I feel like a lot of them, even though they're not ready to make concrete steps, they're telepathically trying to hold on to the divine feminine, if you know what I mean. Like, even though they're not making concrete steps yet, like actual 3D offers, they're still in the 5D communicating and trying to like keep some type of closeness to the divine feminine. And that's really just how it is. But eventually, in the 3D, this is going to happen. Eventually. Right now, they're still in this, the energy really hasn't changed. They're still in this mode. This is them right here. This is them. Sitting, contemplating, trying to figure out, looking forward, seeking their inner guidance in the universe. And to clarify, seek, I had the High Priestess. That was the last card to clarify the seek card. And that's us. This is really us, a divine feminine, you know, really owning our power and standing in our power and just working with the universe. A lot of us are just ascending, going through our healing, and that's exactly how I feel right now. And that's one spread. Right now I'm about to, if you guys want to continue with this next reading, I actually pulled some cards from the Tarot of Sexual Magic, and they are a little racy and a little, you know, if you've ever seen them. So if you guys have an issue with that, then you can just click off now, because I'm going to put them up. Okay. So, oh my god, they were in order, and because of the other cards, they're kind of out of order. Oh yeah, this is how it came up. Okay, so I got a lot of different messages from this spread, and I don't know if it's just coming from different energies from different people, but here's what I got. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles up here. What I'm getting right off the bat with the first row is here we have, hold on you guys, promise I'm gonna get my office ready so that I can actually have a better setup for you guys. I'm so sorry, this is all really not the best. Okay, so right here we have the King of Pentacles. Next to that we have the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Swords. So I'm really getting up here, you guys, that this is them reacting to us wanting to walk away. A lot of the divine feminines, they're frustrated. This is like a divine masculine that's frustrated because the divine feminine is like, you know, maybe I'm just gonna walk away and just, sorry for the glare, walk away and walk away right now. I'm just gonna work on me. So I'm just gonna, I'll see you when I see you. And the divine masculine is like, what? I don't think so. But they're not, this is how they feel inside, okay? That's how they feel inside. This is what they're showing the divine feminine, okay? If that makes any sense. So this is how they feel inside, because the divine feminine is like, okay, I'm ready to walk away. But this is what they're going to show the divine feminine. And this is him like, okay, come on, let's work this out, let's talk about it. And then this is the divine feminine like, I'm actually ready to move on. Emotionally, I feel like I'm actually healed enough. I've healed enough to walk away. And the divine masculine is like, no, but wait, let's work on this. That's what they want to do. And next to that we have the King of Swords. And again, this is them in their head. I feel like this, if this makes any sense to you guys, like this is what they know that they have to do. And meanwhile, like this is what they actually want to do. If that makes any sense to you guys. Like that's what the divine masculine is in his head when it comes to the divine feminine. It's like, that's how they feel. This is what they want. Okay? This is what they want. They know that their Four of Wands is with the divine feminine. The Four of Wands is with the divine feminine. And that is why they are like this. Because it's like, okay, I'm just leaving now. I'm leaving. No, don't leave. Because this is what I think about you underneath it all. I think about this. And this is what I really want. But if you notice, in more than one card on this deck, there's another person that I feel like is involved. Someone is in the background. Someone is like monitoring, watching what is going on. Someone's aware about this connection, and she doesn't look too happy. She's kind of like, ugh, what is going on? So whether there's a divine masculine that has another woman in his life, or whether there's other people involved, clearly you can see that here. I just want to give you guys a heads up, but a lot of you guys already know that. So, and then this is exactly where the divine masculine and feminine is in this relationship. It's like, if you look at this picture clearly, here he is in contemplation mode again. This is like the Four of Cups all over again. He's like, okay, this is exactly the same energy I was getting from the Four of Cups, where he's like, okay, what am I going to do? Okay, what am I going to do? I know I have to do this. I know I have to do this. A, B, C, D. It's like they're getting their priorities right. And this is a divine feminine. She looks like she's about to get up and walk away. But you see, he's looking at, I don't know what he's looking at. Like, he's in deep thought. She's like, oh my God, these flowers, the horse outside. Our attention, you guys, we have changed our focus. A lot of divine feminines, we're like, okay, you know what? I can see clearly now. Oh my God, like that song. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I'm looking out in the horizon. I'm actually seeing things differently. I can see a different future. You know what I mean? We were so focused on the divine masculine for a very long time that we were like that tunnel vision. It's all about them, all about them. Once we change our focus, and that's what scares the divine masculine, we were so into just obsessing over them. I think a lot of them got comfortable in that energy. It's not just a divine masculine thing. I find that a lot, no offense to a lot of these men, but a lot of men, like, they're just so comfortable when you give them all of your affection. It's like, oh, they're so comfortable. I don't have to really do so much. I don't have to put that much effort because I've got her. And it's like, wait a second. When we realize that we're taken for granted and that we're not getting anything in return, it's a terrible thing. The divine feminine, we are so powerful. When we start owning our power, and we start stepping into our power and start realizing what our worth, it's like we start dreaming towards the future and start looking out the window and start seeing different possibilities, and they start noticing. They feel all of that. Like, they feel all of that. So this divine masculine is like, she's looking out the window now. She's actually looking at the flowers. She's actually expanding, you know. It's not all about me anymore. So that's where he's at. And this is, again, he's trying to figure out how to get to this point. This is what he's contemplating. Like, how do I get her back here where it's all focused on me? Like, you see how she's just like, I'm all about you. She's just all about him. And that's where we were at, you guys. Like, that's where a lot of us were at. And I'm not saying that if I were to see my divine masculine, and a lot of us, if we were to see the divine masculine, who knows how we would react, right? Because that is the ultimate union, ultimately. But I will say that it's going to take a lot more effort for the divine masculine more now than it was before, because a lot of us have expanded. A lot of us have gotten to the point where we are so tired, so tired of putting all of our efforts and just not getting anything in return. I mean, how sad, right? All of us putting in all of our love into one cup and then just nothing. So that's what they want. They want that same feeling back from the divine feminine. That's what they want back. And later, in the spread, I have the Justice card. And we have the Four of Cups. Well, here you go, the Four of Cups again. And then the Seven of Pentacles. So, moving on. This is my Justice to me in this spread is like, is more like the universe coming in and making things right. It's that, like, that aha moment that the divine masculine has. This is their aha moment. all of this is all interconnected to them saying, oh my gosh, it is time for me to really make some moves with the justice, making things right between me and the feminine, making things right and balancing the scales. And here's another person. In this card, I don't see any, like, there's no closeness, no intimacy between these two people. So I feel like the divine masculine is doing some type of investigating. You know, he may be reaching out to friends to figure out how, you know, what's going on in the divine feminine's world, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to plan, you know, his future, like, next steps to kind of figure out what to do. That's what I see. You know, the divine masculine reaching out to his friends and trying to get some information on the divine feminine. And then ultimately, I really see it working out. Like, I see this, once they make the right move, because that's what I'm getting here. Once they make the right move, when the divine masculine comes forth, all of this awesomeness happens. Once they actually reach out, and that's what I feel like, how they're reaching out to someone to say, how can I get the divine feminine? Like, what's going on in her life? I want to meet her. I want to reach out to her. And that's this. There's the divine masculine trying to reach out to the divine feminine, asking questions like, okay, I know you're about to leave, but let's talk this out. And then ultimately, that's what happens. Like, this is, I mean, look at the pictures. They speak for themselves. Like, this is what will happen after this. This is like ultimate and we all know, every one of us that are in this journey know how passionate these relationships are. Like, it is extremely passionate. So I feel like they're trying to really figure things out. See this. He's like, oh my God, okay, help me out, what's going on? And she's like, well, it's like she's guiding him, like, okay, this, maybe you see how, like, she's like talking to him. And then this is where it gets to, this is the good stuff. Like, okay, let's talk this over. But divine feminines, I don't think there's not much talking. I mean, after after that, it's like, woo, okay, wow. I mean, I see it from here, okay, scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and then, oh my God, scene 4. Do you see that? Do you see how that plays out, you guys? Like, these cards really speak for themselves. Like, honest to God, that's how I feel. That's what the divine masculine is thinking right now. So if you guys get it, great. And if it resonates, great. Leave some comments. I would really like to hear what you guys have to say. Please like and please subscribe. I really appreciate all of you guys' support. And I wish you guys the very best on this journey. And I'm going to bed because I am exhausted. But I hope you guys have a good night. And I'll be posting some more videos. I would like to have, like, I'm going to do something for December. I'm going to try to do, like, some free readings for the holiday for some of my subscribers. So if you guys subscribe, I'm going to have some, like, free readings in December for, you know, my holiday special. You guys have a good night. Thank you. Bye.